Hi there, I'm Clifford Bates, and welcome once again to the next session of Reading Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. We're continuing in book 9 of the Ethics, where we're looking at chapter 6 today. So let's go turn to the question of chapter 6. Chapter 5, we dealt with the question of goodwill. Now we're going to deal with the question of like-mindedness. Okay, so let's go to the text. Like-mindedness, which is homonoia, oneness of mind, homonoia, right? This is, um, which is again addressed earlier in also book 8, chapter 1, right? Like-mindedness, homonoia, too appears to be a mark of friendship. Hence, it is not merely likeness of opinion, since this could belong even to those who do not know one another. In other words, they have a shareness of opinion. In other words, it's not a shareness of doxa, belief, in that sense, or opinion. Because people who don't even know each other can have the same opinion. But likeness of mind, in that sense, they kind of think the same thing. In that sense, they have homonoia. That's why homonoia is very interesting. Harmony, in that sense, right? Harmony is a homonoia. But people do not claim that those who are like mind, homonoia, concerning just anything, whatever, are like-minded. So therefore, the people who that share the same mind concerning just anything are homonoia, like-minded. For example, those who are of like mind concerning the things in the heavens, for it is not the mark of friendship to be like-minded about the gods, just believe in the simple things of the gods. Rather, they claim that cities, policies, countries, in a sense, are like-minded whenever people are of the same judgment concerning what is advantageous, choose the same things, or do what has been resolved in common. Now, here and below, we translate dokein in its political sense. It is resolve, from which was the form in which the Athenians' laws were given. It was resolved by the people. Here, the dokein, it is resolved, it is decided. It is so that is something very interesting here. The verb to take advantage. What has been resolved in common. So therefore, this is what it is that cities are like-minded. When they make judgments concerning what is advantageous, they choose the same thing. They do what is resolved in common. It is about matters. It is about matters of action. Therefore, that people agree, and in particular about what is of great import and admits of belonging to both parties or to all involved. In other words, it's like-mindedness is that they share the same course of act. They agree on what ought to be done. This is the like-mindedness, the agreement about what must be done and how we go about doing it. This is the like-minded aspect of it, and that's why it's understanding. It's concerned action, matters of action, particularly about of what of great import and admits belonging to both parties or all parties. For example, cities are like-minded in homonoia. All right, whenever it is resolved by all to make the political offices elective, or to conduct an alliance with the Macedonians, or to have Pittacus rule when he too was willing to do so. Right, this is 15. Pittacus, considered one of the 7 stages of Greece, was elected dictator of the Mytilenes in a period of civil strife. He governed for 10 years, after which he voluntarily stepped down. Aristotle refers to elected dictatorship or tyranny of Pittacus at also politics at 1285 A35. Right, this is very interesting. The tyrant is a good tyrant in that sense. He ended the civil war in that sense. But when each person wishes that he himself rule, as do those in the Phoenician women. Right? This is the Aristotle here refers to the brothers of Achilles and Pericles in Oedipus' play, Euripides' play. The Phoenician women, those 2 characters, that each one rules himself. There is civil faction. faction, strife, civil, stasis. There's a stasis. In other words, homonoia. See here, homonoia and stasis are the opposition aspects of things. Here is that, and he uses the city metaphor. He uses the example of the city to talk about this in that sense, the relationship of this. So therefore, that we have all agree that we should do this. There's homonoia, but when there's a situation where we have people who I want to rule, no, I want to rule, I want to make the decision. I do this. This is strife. For to be like-minded is not for each to have the same thing in mind. For it is for to be like-minded, homonoia, is not that each have the same thing in mind, whatever it may be, but to have it in mind in the same way. In other words, it's not that they share the same exact thing, but they're concerned with the same thing and they have it in mind for the same way, right? And as he says here, for example, when both the demos and the decent have it in mind for the best person to rule, since in this way what they aim at comes to pass for everyone. So in other words, it looks for what he's trying to accomplish. Do they aim at the same thing? Are they aiming at the same goal? This is an example he gives the demos and the decent, right? The people, the many, the people, the demos. He explicitly means the demos, not the many. The demos, which is the laboring class. This is the and the decent, the notables in that sense, the higher people, right? That this is the two parts of the city. Have in mind that the best person, here is the agathos, right? The aristos rule. That the aristos, the best ones rule. Since in this way they claim they aimed at, in this way what they aim at comes to pass for everyone. They aim at the same end. Like-mindedness, homonoia, therefore appears to be political friendship. So therefore, interesting. Political friendship causes homonoia, that they share the same like-mindedness. There's a like-mindedness and sharedness of the ends together. Just as it is also said to be for it concerns advantageous things, and those that relate to life or livelihood. This is the bracket of life, living, and the means of living, implying also the means of living, livelihood. But this sort of like-mindedness, homonoia, is present among the decent, since they are like-minded both with themselves and with one another, being on the same page, so to speak. They aim at the same good. They aim at the same. For with these sort of people, the objects of their wishing remains consistent and do not ebb and flow like a violent strait. They also wish for what is just and what is advantageous, beneficial, right? Beneficial. What is advantageous, beneficial, right? And they claim and they aim at those also in common. In other words, those beneficial things and good things that they share, right? That they're going to share in common. So they wish for what is just, and that requires justice, returning to equity of others to others, right? What is equitable and what is reciprocal, and what is advantageous, what is beneficial, right? And they aim at these also in common. They aim at these in agreement with each other. They share that thing. It's not aiming individually. It's yes, they're individually doing it, but they're all individual together, shared in a common aiming at it. But it is impossible for base people to be like-minded, except to a small degree. Just as it is impossible for them to be friends. Their aim is to grasp for more of what is beneficial for them. But when it comes to performing labors in public service, they are deficient. In other words, they want more. The base wants more than they deserve. They want more. They want more. But they don't want to do anything for it necessarily. When it comes to doing what is good for the common, right? When it's providing public services, but There's that line. When performing labors and public services, they are deficient. So therefore, it's interesting that the base people is hard to be like-minded because they don't necessarily want the same things that the other people want. They don't have the same ends what the others want. They have a different end. They have competing end, an end that's different, and it's an end that doesn't really want to do. They want good things for themselves. They want not only good things for them, but good things that in a greater proportion than they merit. And they're not willing to do stuff. Not willing to do what is required for not only for themselves. They would want to, but also for the sake of the community, right? And regarding labors and public services, they are deficient. While wishing for these beneficial things for themselves or himself, each of them scrutinizes his neighbor and obstructs him from pushing his wishes. In other words, it's like, they observe, they look at they're envious. This is an example. While wishing for beneficial things for himself, they look at their neighbors, and envious of the neighbor, and wants to prevent them from getting good. Okay. The example of this is the so-called gardener's dog, the dog who doesn't really eat something and holds it there, but makes sure it prevents other people from enjoying it. Okay, this is the kind of thing. I wish for goods that I don't really want. I'm not going to benefit from, but I want you to enjoy it. Okay. Obstructs the other from him from pursuing his wishes. For when people do not keep watch over the commons, it is destroyed. Very interesting line. In other words, people don't keep watch over the commons. Just repeat this right here at book 6 of book 9, chapter 6. Aristotle adds something that he talks about the problem of the commons that he dealt with in book 2 of Politics, talking about the dangers of the communism and why holding things in common is not a good thing. So therefore, there's a very, very good point here about the commons here. When people do not watch over the commons, it is destroyed. The result, the common things that are shared, things that they benefit from. The commons are what? The commons are a good or a thing that all in the community benefits from. And when people don't keep watch over this, it is destroyed. It results then that they fall into civic faction, stasis, right? Stasis, compelling one another by force and not wishing to do what is just themselves. In other words, they will compel others by force, others to do something by force, but not wishing to do what is just themselves. I'm not going to do it. No. So therefore, I will compel by force, but not do what is just myself. Do what is just what is required or just myself. So that's how he ends chapter 6 on this short chapter, which deals with the question of like-mindedness, homonoia, and the question of homonoia in regards to friendship. And this is political. This is a discussion of political friendship, and that's a very political chapter. This chapter really could have been, this really points to what will be discussed in Aristotle's Politics, and particularly book 5, when we talk about the stasis and conflict. Well, that's it. If you have any comments or questions, please put it below, and I'll respond to them. If you have any issues of this regarding this and want some more discussions, please go look at my videos in Aristotle's Politics, particularly starting with book 5, chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, which kind of raises this, and also some aspects in Politics 5, book 5, chapters. We begin both the examination of the different regimes in 5, 6, and 7. All of these deal with this issue of stasis and the question of homonoia, and when homonoia is lacking and what breaks down of it. We'll stop here. I wish you guys have a good day in that sense. If you've liked the video, please hit the like button if you've not done so already. Again, please put the comments. As I said earlier, I talked some more about these things, where to go look for things. Like it, hit the like button, share it if you liked it, share it on your social media, share it an email to friends, share it far and wide. as some of people, a couple of YouTubers I know say. If you have been here watching us, or if just new, please consider subscribing. It helps grow the channel. It helps the algorithm, and it gets more attention to the channel in that sense. More people find us easier if we're doing for people looking for certain themes or issues can be able to find us. Another thing you can do is, like I said, subscribe, but encourage others to come over here and subscribe. Encourage your friends or people you know studying these things or doing interest in these things, or not these, then go check out the playlists at the website on the channel, and you'll see that maybe some other topics that will look interesting to you. Because there's lots. We covered the politics already. We've done other texts. So go check them out. Another thing you can do is, if you want to follow me on social media, the social media links are below. If you want to know more about me as an academic and as a scholar and as a researcher, check out my research, even what I've done and published, or have that I've kind of put drafts of things that I've published or about to publish. You can look at the social media, academic social media sites below, the social media sites. And then you can also, if you want to help me to do what I do, because I don't have a tip jar here yet, I'm not big enough on YouTube regarding size and view, percentage of the number of hours viewed that people download me more. I think maybe they watch a couple seconds. Boring. That goes someplace else. You should make shorter videos. And I said, we can't. The subject matter requires you to do this. Otherwise, we have hundreds of videos with like one little thing. Okay, pick a sentence. Oh, let's just sentence. Let's talk about the sentence. You could do that, but it would be kind of, you could go more graphic and high tech. No, I understand. Whatever. But we're not big enough to have the tip jar. Like, of course, it will. I wish I needed one. Tip will work for food. Will work for, please, feed us starving philosophers or political sciences. The thing you can do is you can help by looking below the links below to subscribe to our Patreon, and you can kind of contribute this way. Another way you can contribute is buy one of my books. Look at the three books currently available. My currently available published books are listed below. You can order them through publishers or booksellers, or go to your publishers. You can order publishers. That's the third name we do it. But you can order your bookstore. And hey, bookstore, can I have it? Order the book. They don't have it. They probably won't carry it at your bookstore, but you can order it. Have them if you want to help your bookstore out. But it would be probably more effective simply just to order to Amazon or online distributor, online booksellers, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Libris, Amy, or whatever, or any site that you normally use and prefer to use that delivers books to you. Or you can go to the publish themselves, but then, my Warsaw publisher is probably only going to sell you an ebook because currently I think they're out of the physical copies. Well, that's it. We turn next time we meet to chapter 7. So that's it. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.